Isn't this a great day? It really is. I am so pumped. And you're coming along quite nicely.
I know where my bread's buttered.
I do want to say something about the dean. His passion and his unwavering support for this project and for the related work that they do up at NADF on the shores of Lake Superior have been spectacular. He's led this effort. He's been the point person for the university on all that we do. I had absolutely no hand in it. My only responsibility today was the weather. Well done, Dean. Thank you so much. Well, this is more than a grand opening today, because today we're celebrating a very successful public-private, yes, I said public-private partnership with Nelson and Pade. And that's what this state needs to move ahead. But let me begin by introducing Marianne Lippert, the Director of Northern Regional Office of the Wisconsin Department of Administration and Division of Intergovernmental Relations. Thank you so much for coming and representing the Governor. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the support of your agency and the Governor in helping make this happen. Thank you. I also want to recognize Representative Joan Baldwin. She's sitting somewhere right there. Joan's an alum of the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. And I've been trying to get our flag established in her district. And so we've done it now. Now we're in your district. And we think that's pretty cool. Also, Camille Solberg is here representing Senator Ron Johnson. Where are you sitting? Right there. Thank you so much for coming. And then when I saw Miss Wisconsin walk in, I knew we were in tall cotton. Thank you. I also want to say something about our regent leadership at the Board of Regents. Mike Falbo and Regina Milner, who you'll hear from in just a minute, have done an outstanding job working not only just for the university system, but for the entire state of Wisconsin. You know, maybe don't, our regents are not compensated in any way. But they literally give thousands of hours every year to support this effort. And that, I think, is amazing. But I particularly want to call out Tim Higgins. And I can talk about Tim particularly because he's not here. We got an email from Tim last night. And he was very, very apologetic that he couldn't be here today. Tim's one of our many regents that actually has a full-time day job, too, in addition to the thousands of hours that he gives to the system and to our students and to this state. And it was Tim's leadership in the Regents Research and Economic Development Committee, and particularly their putting together the economic development grants that made this possible. We would not be here today, this building would not exist if that effort hadn't taken place. And so I want to say a big thank you to Tim and to all of our regents for helping make this happen. Also, the university system leadership and Ray Cross and his team have been instrumental in putting this together as well. But I also want to take this opportunity publicly to say how much we appreciate at the university our partnership with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, and particularly Secretary Reed Hall. This partnership has blossomed over the last 3 years or so, and I had never imagined where it would lead. But you're sitting in it today. Wow, what a way for Wisconsin to grow and to develop. And when you walk around, you'll see how the fish and the plants grow together in an integrated system. But it's exactly that model that the university and Nelson and Pade have put together to grow together in an integrated system to educate Wisconsin and the world about sustainable agriculture. Today, together, the university and Nelson and Pade are building the infrastructure that this state needs, and we are educating the students. We are the leaders in educating students in this emerging industry. And that is so critical. If we don't have the workforce, it's not going to happen. Let me pause for a couple of minutes and let us watch a video about how all this came together.
Aquaponics is really quite unique. It combines two pre-existing fields, One of them is aquaculture, which is the science of fish farming, and then the other is hydroponics, which is soil-less growing of plants. And really what you do is you kind of put the two together. You grow fish in tanks and you feed them. They create nutrient-rich water, which basically flows through some filters and then eventually to the plants. The plants extract the nutrients, and then the water returns to the fish as cleaner water. You can produce something around an area of 100 pounds of fish, and you can produce 10,000 pounds of lettuce. So it's a tremendous amount of food production.
There is a global vision that we have for aquaponics. One of the goals of our company is food security for all nations through this technology, and we really believe it's 100% possible. We're already having an impact around the world, so even in Wisconsin, we produce food in our systems 365 days a year.
Rebecca Nelson and John Pade of Nelson and Pade Incorporated actually came to the university and said that they are in the business of designing and selling aquaponics systems, but that they felt there was a shortage of trained people who were actually educated to help run these systems. And it just sounded like a perfect marriage of a private and a public group coming together. And in a very short 2 months, we quickly created what turned out to be the nation's first semester-long college aquaponics course. We had 26 students sign up, half from Stevens Point and half from around the U.S.
The lectures are done online, and then the students have the opportunity to come for the lab sessions, which is an additional credit that they can earn through hands-on learning. We've had people from 65 countries attend those classes. The graduates of the aquaponics program, specifically the people earning the aquaponics certificate, have jobs they can go to.
We've had that going on for 3 years, and now here we are putting together the Aquaponics Innovation Center right in central Wisconsin.
So the idea of the Aquaponics Innovation Center is it will provide the platform for further research, and prudent research, appropriate research, and really valuable research to help grow our industry.
So there's no shortage of questions, and our aquaponics program should be able to start addressing some of those questions. It'll provide students, not only those at UW Stevens Point, but throughout the UW system, as a place they can come to do this applied research and actually get their hands-on commercial aquaponics, which I think on an educational side is just fabulous.
When the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point students come for the lab sessions for the aquaponics class, by far the most favorite day is the day they create an aquaponics business model. And it's really an exciting day. It's a creative day where they take all of this information they've learned over the entire course and put it together to create essentially what they would love to be doing in aquaponics, and that's starting a business.
Aquaponics is that emerging field that students want to learn about now, not 5 years from now.
The Aquaponics Innovation Center is the first of its kind in this applied research and education center that you're going to see today. The construction of this state-of-the-art 2,800 square foot controlled environment greenhouse and classroom started in September of 2014 and was finished in January of 2015. So, Marianne, please take the message back to DOA. We really appreciate the speed with which this happened. I think our goal should be to cut in half the amount of time it takes to develop every facility in this state. And so, thank you for helping make that happen. But just building this facility put Wisconsinites to work, and that's good. I'm sure that's the message that the governor would like us to remember. But it's the work that will go on in this facility that's at the heart of economic development in an ongoing way. But it's much more than that. There are 805 million people in the world that do not have enough food to lead a healthy, productive life. That's about 1 in every 9 people on Earth. The vast majority of the hungry people live in developing countries, where about 13.5% of the population is undernourished. I will leave you with this thought. If you think we have conflict in the world today over religion, these struggles will pale in comparison to what will come when people do not have enough food or water. The freedom of man, I contend, is the freedom to eat, said Eleanor Roosevelt. It would be hard to overstate the importance of the work that's going on in this facility, in this state. So I want to thank you today for being here and for supporting University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, and Nelson Pade, as we build a stronger Wisconsin, region, and world. Thank you very much. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Tricia Braun, Deputy Secretary and Chief Operating Officer of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. Tricia?